Somewhere in the quiet of your mind there is a space where nothing needs to happen. A place where time moves differently. Where the only sound is the soft rhythm of breathing, steady and slow. And in this space there is a cat. You do not need to see this cat clearly. You do not need to know its name or the color of its fur. You only need to know that it is there, resting nearby, its body cold into a shape that speaks of complete comfort, complete safety, the kind of rest that requires no effort at all. Cats understand something about rest that we sometimes forget. They understand that rest is not a reward for productivity. Rest is not something that must be earned. Rest is simply what the body does when it feels safe. And a cat curled into itself, breathing slowly, is the embodiment of this simple truth. Let us stay here for a while, in this quiet place, with this quiet presence. There is no need to rush. The cat does not move. Perhaps its eyes are closed. Perhaps they are half open, gazing at nothing in particular, seeing only soft shadows and gentle light. A cat's eyes are designed to see in conditions where we would see only darkness. Their eyes gather light in ways that horse cannot. But right now, in this moment of rest, those remarkable eyes are soft, unfocused, asking nothing of the world. When a cat closes its eyes, the muscles around those eyes relax completely. There is no tension there, no holding. The delicate structures of the eyelid simply lower, slow and steady, like curtains drawn closed at the end of a long, quiet day. You might imagine your own eyes doing the same, feeling that same gentle weight, that same slow descent. There is no need to force anything. The cat's breathing is slow, so slow that you might not notice it at first. The rise and fall of its small chest is subtle, gentle, like the movement of water lapping at the edge of a still pond. Scientists who study cats have measured this breathing. They have found that when a cat is deeply relaxed, its breathing rate slows to approximately 20 to 30 breaths per minute, sometimes even slower. Each breath is a small, complete cycle. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. You might notice your own breathing now. You do not need to change it. Simply notice it. The way air moves in, the way it moves out, the small pauses in between. Your body knows how to breathe. It has always known. It does not need your help. And as you rest here, in this quiet space with this quiet cat, your breathing may begin slow on its own. The way breathing does when we feel safe. Cats sleep more than most animals. Much more than we do. On average, a cat sleeps between 12 and 16 hours each day. Some cats sleep even longer. This is not laziness. This is biology. A cat's body is designed for brief, intense periods of activity followed by long, restorative rest. In the wild, the ancestors of our domestic cats would hunt in short bursts, using tremendous energy to stalk and chase the prey. And then they would rest for hours, allowing their bodies to recover, allowing their minds to settle into a state of deep, healing stillness. Your body also needs this kind of rest. Your mind needs this stillness. And there is nothing you need to do right now except to allow it to happen. The cat near you has found a comfortable place. Perhaps it is cold on the soft surface. Perhaps it has tucked its paws beneath its chest, creating a compact shape that conserves warmth. Cats are masters of finding comfort. They seek out the softest surfaces, the warmest corners, the places where they feel most protected. This is not accident. This is instinct refined over thousands of years. A cat's body temperature is slightly higher than ours. It rests at approximately 101 to 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. To maintain this warmth, especially during rest, cats naturally gravitate toward heat sources. A patch of sunlight, a warm blanket, the radiant heat from another living body. When a cat curls into a tight ball, it is minimizing the surface area of its body exposed to cooler air. It is creating its own small environment of warmth and comfort. You might notice the temperature of your own body now. The warmth of the surfaces touching your skin. The way your body naturally seeks comfort without your conscious effort. You do not need to adjust anything. Your body knows what it needs. It is always working quietly beneath your awareness to keep you comfortable, safe, at rest. The fur of a cat is remarkably soft. Each individual hair is a small miracle of biological engineering. Cat fur consists of multiple layers. There is a soft, dense undercoat that provides insulation, trapping warm air close to the skin. And there are longer guard hairs on the surface that protect the undercoat and give the fur its sleek appearance. Between these layers, air is held in tiny pockets, creating an insulating barrier that keeps the cat warm when it is cold and helps regulate temperature when it is warm. When you touch a cat's fur, when your hand moves slowly across that soft surface, you are feeling the result of millions of years of evolution. Each hair is smooth, flexible, designed to move easily without tangling. The texture is soothing, repetitive. Your hand moving across fur engages something deep in your nervous system, something ancient and calming. The slow, rhythmic motion, the gentle resistance, the warmth beneath. You do not need to touch a cat right now. You can simply imagine it. The softness, the warmth, the gentle give of fur under your palm. And as you imagine this, something in your body may soften as well. A cat at rest is almost perfectly still. If you watch a sleeping cat for a long time, you will notice how little it moves. Minutes may pass with no movement at all except the subtle rise and fall of breathing. Occasionally, an ear might twitch responding to some distant sound, or a paw might flex gently, the toes spreading and then curling again. But mostly there is stillness. This stillness is not rigidity. It is softness. A cat's muscles, when fully relaxed, release all unnecessary tension. The cat's body becomes heavy, sinking into whatever surface supports it. Weight is transferred completely to the ground. There is no holding, no bracing. Just gravity doing what gravity does and the body accepting it completely. Your own body can do this too. Right now you might notice where you are holding tension. Perhaps in your shoulders, your jaw, your hands. You do not need to force these areas to relax. Simply notice them. Bring your awareness there, gently, without judgment. And then allow gravity to do its work. Allow the muscles to soften just a small amount. Just enough. There is no hurry. The heartbeat of a cat is steady and strong. When a cat is resting, its heart beats approximately 140 to 220 times per minute. This is much faster than a human heart, but for a cat's small body, this is the natural rhythm. It is the rhythm that sustains life, that moves blood through tiny vessels, that delivers oxygen to every cell. And yet, despite this constant work, the heart does not strain. It simply does what it was designed to do, beat after beat after beat, without thought, without effort. Your own heart is beating right now. You do not need to think about it. You never have to think about it. It beats while you sleep, while you dream, while you rest in stillness. Your heart knows its rhythm, and as you relax more deeply, that rhythm may slow slightly. This is natural. This is your body entering a state of deeper rest. Cats have an extraordinary ability to move without sound. When a cat walks across the floor, its paws make almost no noise. This is partly due to the soft pads on the bottom of their paws, which act as cushions, absorbing the impact of each step. But it is also due to the way a cat walks. Cats are digitigrade animals, meaning they walk on their toes rather than on the flat of their feet. This gives them a light, balanced gait. Each paw is placed carefully, deliberately, weight distributed precisely so that no single step creates a jarring impact. There is something deeply calming about silence, about movement that does not disrupt the quiet. When you are trying to rest, when you are seeking stillness, the absence of sudden noise is a gift. The cat moving near you, if it moves at all, does so without disturbing the peace you are beginning to find. Perhaps the cat shifts slightly. Perhaps it adjusts its position, seeking an even more comfortable arrangement of its body. But even this movement is slow, unhurried. There is no destination. There is only the ongoing search for comfort, and comfort is always right here, always available, always just a small adjustment away. The eyes of a cat contain structures that we do not have. Behind the retina, there is a layer of tissue called the tapetum lucidum. This layer acts like a mirror, reflecting light back through the retina and giving the photoreceptor cells a second chance to capture that light. This is why cat's eyes sometimes seem to glow in the dark. This is why cats can see in conditions of very low light, conditions where we would see nothing at all. But right now, in this moment of rest, the cat does not need to see. Its eyes are closed, or nearly closed. The world beyond its eyelids is soft and indistinct. And this is enough. More than enough. To rest, we do not need to see clearly. We do not need to see at all. We can simply be in the darkness, in the softness, in the gentle absence of visual stimulation. You might notice what you see behind your own closed eyelids. Perhaps there are soft colors. Perhaps there are shapes that move slowly without form or meaning. Perhaps there is only darkness. All of these are fine. There is no right or wrong. There is only what is, and what is right now is rest. When a cat purrs, it creates a sound unlike any other. The purr is produced by the rapid movement of muscles in the cat's larynx, the voice box. These muscles move approximately 20 to 30 times per second, opening and closing the space through which air passes. As air flows in and out with each breath, it vibrates against these rapidly moving structures, creating that characteristic rumbling sound. The frequency of a cat's purr typically falls between 25 and 50 Hz. Scientists have discovered something remarkable about these frequencies. Sound waves in this range have been shown to promote healing in bones and soft tissues. They can reduce pain and inflammation. They can trigger the release of chemicals in the human brain that promote relaxation and reduce stress. When you are near a purring cat, when you hear that soft, rhythmic vibration, your body may respond at a cellular level. Your nervous system may begin to shift from a state of alertness to a state of rest. You do not need to hear a purr right now to experience this shift. You can imagine it. That soft rumble. That gentle vibration. You can imagine it moving through your body like a wave, slow and warm, releasing tension as it goes. You can imagine your own body beginning to vibrate at that same frequency, beginning to resonate with rest. Cats choose their resting places with great care. They seek out locations that meet specific criteria. Safety is paramount. A cat will look for a place where it cannot be easily approached from all sides. A corner. A high shelf. A space with a wall at its back. This is instinct, a remnant of wild ancestry when a sleeping cat might be vulnerable to predators. Even though your domestic cat faces no such danger, the instinct remains. The need for a safe space. a protected space. Warmth is also important. We have already spoken of this. The way cats seek out heat, the way they conserve their body temperature by curling tight. But there is something else. Something about enclosed spaces. Cats often prefer to rest in places that feel contained. A box, even a box barely large enough to hold them. A drawer. A small cave-like space beneath furniture. These enclosed spaces provide not just physical protection, but something psychological. A boundary. A definition. A clear sense of where the cat space ends and the rest of the world begins. You, too, may feel more restful when you have a sense of containment. When the space around you feels defined and safe. The bed beneath you. The covers over you. The walls of the room holding you gently. You are contained. You are protected. You are safe here. Nothing can disturb you here. A cat's spine is remarkably flexible. It contains approximately 53 vertebrae, many more than the human spine, which has only 33. This flexibility allows a cat to bend and curl into positions that would be impossible for most other animals. When a cat curls into a ball for sleep, its spine curves in a smooth arc, bringing nose close to tail, creating a circle of warmth and protection. There is something peaceful about crows. Straight lines have a certain energy, a directedness. But crows are gentle. They have no beginning and no end. They simply flow, one path leading naturally into the next. The curve of a sleeping cat's body is one of nature's most perfect expressions of rest. All tension released. All sharp angles softened. Just smooth, continuous flow. Your own body may wish to curl slightly as you rest. This is natural. Many humans instinctively curl into a fetal position when they sleep, bringing knees toward chest, tucking chin downward. This position is comforting. It is how we existed before we were born, floating in warm darkness, completely protected. The body remembers. And sometimes the body returns to what it remembers. You do not need to change your position, but you may notice if your body wishes to. You may notice if there is a slight pull toward curling inward, toward creating your own small protected space. And if you feel this, you can allow it. You can allow your body to move slowly into whatever position brings the most comfort. There is no rush. Time is moving differently now. Perhaps you have noticed this. When we are engaged in activity, when our minds are busy with thoughts and plans and concerns, time seems to move quickly. Hours pass in what feels like moments. But when we rest, when we allow ourselves to be still, time slows. It stretches. Each moment becomes longer, deeper, more present. A cat sleeping for an hour experiences that hour differently than we experience an hour of work or an hour of conversation. For the cat, That hour is a single continuous experience of rest. There is no checking of clocks, no wondering how much time has passed, no anticipation of the hour ending. There is only the ongoing eternal now of rest. You can rest in this eternal now. This moment has no edges. It does not need to end. Even though, in some distant part of your mind, you may know that time continues to pass in the world beyond, here, in this quiet space with this quiet cat, time has stopped. Or perhaps it continues, but so slowly that you no longer notice its movement. The paws of a cat are extraordinary structures. Each front paw has 5 toes, though one is small and does not touch the ground. Each rear paw has 4 toes. At the end of each toe is a retractable claw sheathed in skin and fur when not in use. But right now, in rest, those claws are completely hidden. The paws are soft, relaxed, the pads smooth and warm. The pads themselves are made of thick, hairless skin, rich with nerve endings. They are sensitive to texture and temperature. When a cat walks, these pads provide information about the surface below. But they also provide cushioning, shock absorption. They allow the cat to move silently, as we have discussed. They allow the cat to land softly when it jumps. Put in rest, the paws do nothing. They simply exist, soft and still, perhaps tucked beneath the body, perhaps extended slightly, toes relaxed, all the small bones and tendons and muscles released from any task. Your own hands and feet can rest like this. You might notice your hands now. Are they holding anything? Are the fingers curled? Are the muscles engaged? You can allow your hands to soften. You can allow the fingers to uncurl slightly to release their grip on anything they might be holding, even if that something is just themselves. You can allow your hands to become heavy, to sink into whatever surface supports them. And your feet. Are your toes curled? Is there tension in the arches? You can allow this to release as well. You can allow your feet to soften, to spread slightly, to settle into complete rest. There is nothing you need to hold on to right now. The whiskers of a cat are deeply rooted in the skin, surrounded by nerve endings and blood vessels. They are not simply hairs. They are sensory organs. They detect tiny changes in occurrence. They help the cat navigate in darkness. They provide information about the size and shape of openings, allowing the cat to know whether it can fit through a narrow space. But in deep rest, the whiskers are still. They do not twitch or move. They simply exist, radiating outward from the cat's face, marking a boundary, defining the space that is the cat's space. This is mine, the whiskers say. This small sphere of air around my face. This is where I am. You also have a space around you. An invisible sphere of air that is yours. This is your space. And in this space you are completely safe. Nothing needs to enter this space unless you allow it. No sun, no light, no thought, no worry. This space is yours alone. And within this space you can rest. Scientists have studied what happens to the human brain when we observe resting animals, particularly cats. They have found that watching a cat sleep, or even thinking about a cat sleeping, can trigger the release of certain neurochemicals associated with common well-being. Oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. Serotonin, which regulates mood. These chemicals wash through the brain, creating a sense of peace, of connection, of safety. This is not magic. This is biology. We are social creatures, even in our rest. The presence of another being, resting peacefully nearby, signals to our ancient brain that all is well, that there is no danger, that we, too, can lower our guard and rest. The cat near you is deeply relaxed. So deeply relaxed that if you could see inside its body, you would see systems slowing, entering their nighttime rhythms. Digestion slowing. Heart rate decreasing. Brain waves changing from the rapid patterns of wakefulness to the slower, rolling waves of deep sleep. Your own body can do this. Is perhaps already beginning to do this. As you rest here, as you allow yourself to sink more deeply into stillness, your body systems begin to shift. Your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system responsible for rest and recovery, begins to take over. Your heart rate slows. Your blood pressure decreases. Your muscles release their tension. Your breath becomes deeper, slower, more rhythmic. You do not need to make any of this happen. It happens on its own when you allow it. When you stop trying to control. When you simply let go. The tail of a cat is an extension of the spine containing approximately 20 small bones called caudal vertebrae. When a cat is active, the tail is expressive, moving in ways that communicate mood and intention. But when a cat is resting, the tail is still. Often it is curled around the body, adding another layer of warmth and protection. Sometimes it is stretched out, relaxed, a simple continuation of the spine's long curve. A still tail is a sign of deep contentment. It means the cat has no need to communicate. No need to signal anything to the world. It is simply being, existing in its own private experience of rest. You too can simply be. You do not need to communicate anything right now. You do not need to signal or express or indicate. You can simply exist here in your own private experience. There is no when you need to be for anyone else right now. There is only you and rest and the gentle ongoing now. When a cat breathes, air moves through its small lungs, filling them completely, then releasing. The lungs are efficient, designed to extract maximum oxygen from each breath. But the breathing is not forced. It is not effortful. It simply happens automatically, the diaphragm contracting and relaxing in a rhythm that never stops, never falters. Your own diaphragm is doing this work right now, moving up and down, creating the pressure changes that draw air into your lungs and push it out again. This movement is involuntary, controlled by the most ancient parts of your brain. You have never had to think about it. It has been happening since the moment you were born, and it will continue until your very last moment. And as you become aware of this breath moving in and out, you might notice its rhythm. Is it fast or slow? Shallow or deep? You do not need to judge it. You do not need to change it. You can simply notice. And in the noticing, the breath may begin to slow on its own, to deepen on its own, because breath responds to attention. When we bring our awareness to breathing, breathing naturally becomes calmer. Imagine breathing like the cat near you. Slow, gentle. Each inhale filling the body with fresh air, fresh energy. Though energy so soft and gentle, it is almost not energy at all. Just life. Just the ongoing process of being alive. And each exhale releasing what is no longer needed. Releasing tension. Releasing thought. Releasing everything except the simple fact of being here, now, breathing. The ears of a cat are marvels of biological engineering. They can rotate independently, each ear turning nearly 180 degrees to pinpoint the source of the sound. They are filled with muscles, more than 30 muscles in each ear, giving them this extraordinary mobility and control. But right now, as the cat rests, those muscles are soft. The ears may be tilted slightly back in a position that signals contentment and relaxation. Or they may be in a neutral position, upright but relaxed, moving only slightly if some sound penetrates the stillness. Cats can hear frequencies far beyond the range of human hearing. They can detect the ultrasonic squeaks of mice, the high-pitched sounds that we cannot perceive at all. But in rest, this remarkable hearing is dimmed. The cat is not listening for anything. It is allowing sound to pass by without response, without reaction. You can do this too. You can allow sounds to pass through your awareness without holding onto them. If you hear a sound right now, a distant sound or a nearby sound, you do not need to identify it. You do not need to judge it as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant. You can simply let it be there, another element of this moment, no more significant than the air touching your skin or the weight of your body on the surface beneath you. Sounds come and sounds go, and you remain resting beneath them all. The internal organs of a cat, the liver and kidneys and stomach and intestines, all continue their work even during the deepest sleep. But this work slows. Blood flow to the digestive system decreases. The metabolic rate drops. The body enters a state of conservation, using its energy not for activity or even for basic maintenance, but for repair. for healing. Sleep is when the body heals itself. During deep sleep, growth hormone is released. Damaged cells are repaired. Toxins are cleared from the brain. The immune system strengthens. All of this happens without conscious effort, without awareness. The body knows what to do. It has always known. Your body is preparing for this work. As you rest here, as you allow yourself to drift more deeply into stillness, your body is beginning its nightly processes of restoration. You do not need to help it. You only need to allow it. To surrender to the wisdom of your own biology. A cat's nose is cool and slightly damp. This moisture helps the cat detect scents, dissolving scent molecules in the air and bringing them into contact with the sensitive olfactory receptors. Cats have a sense of smell approximately 14 times stronger than ours. They experience the world through scent in ways we cannot fully imagine. But in rest, the cat is not actively smelling anything. The nose is still there, still cool, still slightly damp. Air still passes through it with each breath. But the cat is not analyzing these scents. It is not separating them into categories, not identifying them, not reacting to them. The scents are just there, part of the environment, part of the sensory background that the cat allows to fade into insignificance. This is what rest is. Allowing the world to be there without responding to it, without analyzing it, without doing anything about it. The world continues. Life continues. But you, like the cat, can rest in the middle of it all. The bones of a cat are lighter than you might expect. They are not hollow like bird bones, but they are more delicate than the bones of many other mammals. This lightness is part of what gives cats their grace, their ability to jump and climb and move with such fluid ease. But it also means that a cat must protect these bones, must move with care, must rest frequently to avoid stress and damage. Your own bones are strong, but they too benefit from rest. When you lie still, when you allow gravity to support you completely, your bones are relieved of the constant stress of holding you upright. The joints can settle. The cartilage can absorb fluid. Everything can soften and ease. You can feel this now. The way your skeleton has arranged itself for rest. The way each bone rests on or against others, the whole structure supported by the surface beneath you. You are held. You do not need to hold yourself. The tongue of a cat is covered with tiny, backward-facing barbs called papillae. These barbs give the tongue its rough texture. They are used for grooming, for removing loose fur and dirt, for reaching the skin beneath the soft coat. But in rest, the tongue is still and soft, resting behind closed teeth, touching the roof of the mouth or curled slightly in the back of the throat. When a cat grooms itself, the repetitive motion is soothing. The tongue moving over and over the same area, the paw washing behind the ears again and again. This repetition is calming not just for the cat, but for anyone watching. There is something about repetitive motion, about rhythmic patterns that speaks to something deep in our nervous system. You do not need to move right now, but you can imagine repetition. Imagine a slow, gentle motion repeated over and over. A hand stroking soft fur. A wave rolling onto shore and pulling back. A breath moving in and out, in and out. The repetition becomes hypnotic. It becomes a pathway into deeper rest. The cat's body is warm. You might imagine this warmth if you were close enough to touch. That specific animal warmth, the heat generated by a living metabolism, by a heart beating and blood flowing and lungs breathing. It is a different warmth than the warmth of sunlight or the warmth of a heated blanket. It is alive. It is responsive. It ebbs and flows with the animal's own internal processes. This warmth is comforting in a primal way. We are warm-blooded creatures. We seek warmth. We are drawn to it. As infants, we needed the warmth of another body for survival. As adults, we still find comfort in it. The presence of warmth signals safety, signals life, signals that we are not alone. You are warm right now. Your own body is generating heat, maintaining your internal temperature without any conscious effort on your part. And this warmth is being held by whatever covers you, whatever surrounds you. You are creating your own small environment of comfort. And in this environment, you can rest. The muscles of a cat's face are intricate and numerous. They allow for a wide range of expressions, from the narrowed eyes of contentment to the flattened ears of fear. But in deep rest, these muscles are completely relaxed. The face becomes neutral, soft, unmarked by any particular emotion. It simply is. Your own face holds tension. Most faces do. We hold tension in our jaws, in our foreheads, around our eyes. We furrow and we squint and we purse our lips, often without realizing we're doing it. But right now, you can allow your face to soften. You can allow your jaw to unclench, to let the teeth separate slightly, the tongue resting soft in your mouth. You can allow your forehead to smooth, the small muscles that are releasing their grip. You can allow the muscles around your eyes to let go, to stop pulling, to simply rest. When your face softens, something shifts inside. The softening spreads inward through the bones of your skull into the deep places where thoughts arise. Softness moves through everything. There is a small space between breaths. After you exhale, before you inhale again, there is a pause. The body rests in this pause. Nothing is happening. No air moving in or out. Just stillness. And then, when the body is ready, the next breath comes effortless and automatic. A cat's breathing has these pauses too. And in the pauses, time seems to stop. The pause between breaths is a small death, a small surrender, a small letting go. And then life returns with the next inhale. but the pauses where the deepest rest lives. In that moment of nothing, you can notice these pauses in your own breathing. After they exhale, before they inhale, a small gap. You do not need to extend it or force it. You can simply notice it. And in noticing, you might find that the pause extends itself naturally, that the stillness deepens, that the space between grows longer, softer, more peaceful. And in this space, there is nothing to do. That cat sleep is not one continuous state. Cats, like humans, cycle through different stages of sleep. There is light sleep, where the body rests but the mind remains somewhat alert. And there is deep sleep, where brain activity slows dramatically and the body becomes completely still. And there is REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, where dreams occur. When a cat dreams, you might see its paws twitching, its whiskers moving, its eyes flickering beneath closed lids. But even in dreams there is rest. The body remains relaxed. The breathing stays slow and regular. And when the dream ends, the cat drifts back into deeper sleep, the cycle continuing again and again throughout the hours of rest. Your own sleep will cycle like this. You do not need to control it or guide it. Your brain knows how to move through these stages. It has done this every night of your life. And tonight it will do it again, moving you gently from wakefulness into light sleep, into deep sleep, into dreams, and back again, over and over, until morning comes and you wake, restored. But right now, you are still in the beginning, still in that gentle space where wakefulness is fading but sleep has not yet fully taken hold. This is a precious space, a liminal space, a threshold. You can rest here for as long as you need to. There is no rush to cross over. The crossing will happen on its own, in its own time. The cat has no awareness of time passing. It does not think about how long it has been resting. It does not anticipate the moment where it will wake. It simply rests, and resting is all there is. This moment, and this moment, and this moment, each one complete in itself, each one enough. You can rest like this too, without tracking time, without wondering how long it will take to fall asleep, without measuring or judging or comparing this moment to any other moment. This moment is its own, and it is enough, more than enough. It is everything. The nervous system of a cat is exquisitely tuned to detect threat. Any sudden movement, any unexpected sound will trigger an immediate response. But in safety, in true safety, this hypervigilance can be released. The nervous system can stand down. The constant scanning of the environment can cease. And the cat can simply be without defense, without armor, without any need to remain alert. Your nervous system may have been alert for a long time, perhaps for hours today, perhaps for days or weeks or longer. The modern world asks much of our nervous systems. It asks us to remain vigilant, to process constant stimulation, to respond to endless demands. But here, now, in this quiet space, you can allow your nervous system to stand down. You can signal to the ancient parts of your brain that there's no threat here, that you are safe, that you can rest. And as you signal this safety again and again, simply by remaining still, by breathing slowly, by allowing your body to settle, your nervous system begins to believe it. The chemicals of stress begin to metabolize and clear. The chemicals of rest begin to rise. And everything begins to shift towards sleep. A cat's pupils dilate in darkness, growing large and round to gather maximum light. But in rest, behind closed eyelids, there is no need for this. The pupils can remain neutral, neither dilated nor constricted. Just present. Just existing. The eyes themselves have stopped their work of seeing. They are at rest. Your own eyes have been working all day, focusing and refocusing, tracking movement, processing light. The muscles that control your eyes are among the most active muscles in your body, moving constantly during waking hours. But now you can allow these muscles to rest. Behind closed lids, your eyes can simply be still. They do not need to look at anything. They do not need to focus. They can simply float, soft and still, in their sockets. And as your eyes rest, your mind rests too. So much of mental activity is connected to vision, to the processing of visual information. When the eyes stop their work, the mind can begin to quiet. Thoughts slow. Images fade. Everything becomes softer, less defined, less demanding of attention. The digestive system of a cat slows during rest. Food moves through the intestines more slowly. The stomach relaxes. The liver and pancreas reduce their production of enzymes and hormones. The body is conserving energy, directing resources away from digestion and toward repair and restoration. Your own digestive system may be active right now, or it may be quiet. Either is fine. If you feel sensations in your belly, the gentle movement of digestion, you can simply notice these sensations without concern. They are part of the body's ongoing work, its constant process of breaking down and building up, of taking in and letting go. Or perhaps your belly is quiet and still. Perhaps digestion has completed its work for now. And in this quiet, you can feel a deep settledness, a sense that everything inside is at rest, waiting, ready for sleep. The blood of a cat moves through vessels, arteries and veins, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every cell, carrying waste products away. The heart pumps steadily, creating the pressure that moves this blood through thousands of miles of tiny capillaries. But during rest, less blood is needed in some areas. Blood flow to the muscles decreases. Blood flow to the brain decreases slightly. The whole system can slow, kidneys can operate at a lower, more efficient level. Your own cardiovascular system is doing this work right now. And as you rest more deeply, as your body enters into fuller relaxation, your blood pressure drops. Your heart rate slows. Everything becomes more efficient, more easeful. Your heart, that tireless muscle that has been beating since before you were born, can beat a little slower, a little softer, conserving its energy for the long work of a lifetime. A cat's memory works differently than ours in some ways, but similarly in others. Cats remember. They remember places and faces and experiences. They learn from the past. But they do not seem to ruminate on memory the way humans do. They do not replay the past over and over. They do not worry about the future. They simply are present in this moment, informed by memory but not controlled by it. Right now, you can allow your memories to rest. You do not need to think about the past. You do not need to replay conversations or events. The past is gone. It exists only in your mind, and right now, you can allow your mind to release it, to let it fade into softness, to let it go. And the future too. Whatever tomorrow holds, whatever next week or next month or next year might bring, you do not need to think about it now. The future has not yet happened. It exists only as imagination, as projection. And right now, you can allow these projections to dissolve, to fade away, to cease. There is only now, only this moment, only this breath, only this body resting here, safe and warm and still. The cat near you may be dreaming now. Deep in REM sleep, its brain active in ways that scientists are only beginning to understand. What does a cat dream of? Perhaps it dreams of running through tall grass. Perhaps it dreams of hunting, of the satisfaction of the catch. Perhaps it dreams of warmth and safety and the presence of those it loves. We cannot know. The inner life of a cat remains in many ways the mystery. But we know that dreams serve a purpose. They help consolidate memories, processing the events of the day, deciding what to keep and what to discard. They help regulate emotions, working through experiences that might otherwise create stress or confusion. They are part of the brain's nightly maintenance, essential to health and well-being. Soon you too will dream, and your dreams will do this work for you. You do not need to guide them or control them. You do not need to understand them. You simply need to allow them. And before the dreams can come, you need to let go of waking. You need to surrender to sleep. The boundary between waking and sleeping is soft. There is no clear line. No definite moment when one ends and the other begins. There is only a gradual fading, a slow dimming, like the sun setting over a vast, calm ocean. The light grows softer. The world grows quieter. And eventually, without ever quite noticing the transition, you find yourself on the other side. The cat's body is completely surrendered now. Every muscle soft. Every joint released. If you could lift one of its paws, it would be heavy, loose, offering no resistance. This is true relaxation. True rest. A kind of rest that heals and restores and makes tomorrow possible. Your body can be like this. Can surrender like this. You do not need to hold anything together. Your body knows how to maintain itself even in complete relaxation. Your heart will keep beating. Your lungs will keep breathing. Your blood will keep flowing. All of this will continue without your attention, without your effort. You can let go completely. You can trust your body to sustain itself while you rest. There is a warmth spreading through you now. Perhaps you notice it starting in your core, in the deep center of your body, and spreading outward, moving through your chest, your belly, down into your legs, up into your shoulders and arms. This is the warmth of relaxation, of blood vessels dilating, of muscles releasing the tension. This warmth is your body's signal that it is safe to rest. The cat is wrapped in the same warmth. A small body generating heat, that heat trapped by fur and by the cold position of its body, creating a small cocoon of perfect comfort. There is nothing uncomfortable here. Nothing that needs to be adjusted or changed. Just warmth and softness and stillness. You are in your own cocoon. Your own small perfect space. And in this space there is nothing you need. Nothing you lack. Everything necessary for rest is already here. Has always been here. Will always be here. The sound of the cat's breathing, if you could hear it, would be almost inaudible. Just a soft whisper of air moving in and out. So quiet that you would need to be very close, very still yourself to hear it at all. And even then, you might not be sure if you were hearing the cat's breath or your own or the ambient movement of air in the room. But the quietness itself is the point. The gentleness. The way life can continue almost silently, without fanfare, without announcement. Just the ongoing process of being alive, breathing in and breathing out, existing from one moment to the next. Your own breath is this quiet now. Or if it is not quite this quiet yet, it is becoming quieter. Softer. Each breath a little gentler than the last. Each inhale a little slow. Each exhale a little longer. And in the spaces between that profound stillness, growing deeper, growing longer, growing into something that feels almost like forever. Time is strange here. Has become strange. Because when you are resting this deeply, when you are this close to sleep, time loses its structure. Minutes might pass in what feels like seconds, or seconds might stretch into eternities. You have no way of knowing, no way of measuring. and no need to know, no need to measure. The cat does not care about time, has never cared about time. Time is a human construct, a way we organize our experience, but cats exist outside of this construct. They live in a perpetual now, and in this now all is well. All is as it should be. You can live in this now too. Can drop into it like dropping into deep water. Can let it hold you. Can let it take you wherever it wants to take you. The temperature of the room is perfect. Not too warm, not too cool. Just right. The air touching your skin is neutral, neither drawing heat away nor adding heat. Your body's thermoregulatory system has found its balance, has settled into equilibrium. And in this balance there is comfort. There is ease. The cat's body has found the same balance. Its internal temperature steady, its metabolism running at exactly the right speed to maintain this steadiness. Nothing is effortful. Nothing is strained. Everything is simply functioning as it should, quietly, efficiently, invisibly. Your body is functioning like this too. All the countless processes happening inside you right now, from the firing of neurons to the repair of cells to the flow of lymph through your lymphatic system, all of this is happening perfectly, automatically, without any need for your conscious involvement. Your body knows what to do, has always known, will always know. And knowing this, truly knowing this, you can let go. You can release the need to control or monitor or manage. You can simply trust. Trust your body. Trust the process. Trust that sleep will come when it is ready. And that until it comes, you can rest here in this state of deep relaxation, in this state that is already healing you, already restoring you, already preparing you for whatever tomorrow might bring. The cat's tail is still, completely still. Not even the faint twitch that sometimes comes with dream. Just stillness. The fur of the tail is soft, the hairs lying smooth and sleek, undisturbed by any movement. If you could run your hand along this tail, it would feel like silk, like water, like something alive but completely at peace. Your own body is becoming this still. The small movements that you might have noticed earlier, the tiny adjustments, the minor shifts of position, these are becoming fewer and farther between. You are settling into stillness, into the kind of stillness that precedes sleep, the kind of stillness that is sleep, or so close to sleep that the difference doesn't matter. There is a heaviness now. Your body feels heavy, solid, as if it has become part of the surface beneath you. As if gravity has increased, pulling you down more strongly than before. But this heaviness is pleasant. It is not oppressive. It is the heaviness of deep relaxation, of muscles that have completely let go, of a body that has surrendered to rest. The cat is as heavy too, its small body pressed down into its resting place by the same gravity that pulls on you. and a cat accepts this pull without resistance, allows itself to be held by the earth, allows itself to be supported completely. You can allow this too. Can feel how the surface beneath you is holding you, supporting you, taking all of your weight so that you need hold none of it yourself. You are completely supported, completely held. There is nowhere to fall, nothing to fear, just the ongoing embrace of gravity and ground. In the darkness behind your eyelids, there might be colors. Soft swirls of color that have no source, no meaning. Or there might be patterns, geometric shapes that form and dissolve and reform. Or there might be nothing at all. Just blackness. Just the absence of light. All of these are fine. All of these are part of the process. The brain creating images from nothing, from its own internal activity, or the brain ceasing to create images at all, entering into quiet. Whatever you see or don't see, you can let it be. You do not need to watch. You do not need to engage with what appears. You can simply notice softly, gently, and then let your attention drift away into nothing, into nowhere. The cat sees nothing now. Behind its closed eyes there is only darkness, or perhaps the dim play of dream images. But the cat is not watching these images. The cat is not observing its own experience. The cat is simply in its experience, part of it, inseparable from it. This is how you can be too. Not watching your rest from some distant vantage point, but being your rest. Becoming your rest. Dissolving into it so completely that there is no you in rest, only resting. The boundaries of your body are becoming less clear. You know in some distant way where your body ends and the world begins. You know where your skin is. But this knowledge is fading. The edges are softening. You are becoming less a separate thing and more part of the general field of existence. A part of the room. A part of the night. A part of the vast, quiet universe in which all things rest. This is not frightening. This is peaceful. This dissolution of boundaries is part of falling asleep. It is how we leave the waking world behind. We stop being so distinctly ourselves and we begin to merge with the larger whole. We become part of sleep itself. The cat's heart beats on, steady and sure. Each beat pushing blood through its small body, maintaining life, maintaining warmth. But the cat is not aware of its heartbeat, does not think about it, does not listen for it. The heart simply does what hearts do, and the cat rests on, oblivious. Your heart beats on too, and you can be oblivious to it as well. You can let it fade from your awareness. Let it become part of the background, part of the general hum of being alive. It will continue without your attention. It has never needed your attention. And right now, your attention can drift elsewhere. can drift toward nothing, can drift toward sleep. There is a softness in your throat, in your chest, in your belly. Everything is soft now, soft and open and easy. There is no tightness anywhere, no holding, no resistance. Just softness spreading through you like water spreading through sand, filling every space, reaching every corner. This softness is rest. This softness is safety. This softness is the body's way of saying yes. Yes to now. Yes to stillness. Yes to sleep. The cat's fur rises and falls with each breath. The movement is so small, so gentle that it is almost imperceptible. But it is there. Life is there, continuing, ongoing. Not loud or dramatic, just present. Just being. Your own body is this present too. This ongoing. Breath moving. Heart beating. Love flowing. All the processes of life continuing quietly beneath your fading awareness. You are alive. And aliveness is enough. Is everything. There is nothing else you need to be right now. No one else you need to be. You can just be this. This breathing. This resting. This slowly fading presence that is moving towards sleep. The sounds of the world, if there are any, are very far away now. Distant and unimportant. They reach your ears, but they do not reach your mind. They pass through without landing, without creating any response. You hear, but you do not listen. And in not listening, the sounds cease to matter. The cat hears sounds too. Its sensitive ears picking up vibrations in the air. But the cat does not respond. Does not lift its head or open its eyes. The sounds are irrelevant. They do not signal danger. They do not require attention. They are just there, part of the background, part of the world that continues whether the cat notices it or not. You can be like this too. Can let the world continue without you. Can let sounds happen without response. Can let everything be without your involvement. You are withdrawing, pulling your attention inward, contracting into the small, warm, dark space of your own restfulness. And in this space, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, no one to be, just rest, just this, just. The cat's breathing continues. In, out, in, out. A rhythm so steady it could be the rhythm of the ocean, of waves on a shore, of anything that moves in cycles, in patterns, in an endless repetition that never tires, never varies, never ends. Your breathing is this rhythm too now, has become this rhythm. Or perhaps it always was this rhythm and you are only now noticing, only now feeling how you are part of something larger than yourself, part of the breathing of the world, the breathing of life itself, in and out, in and out, rising and falling, like waves, like tides, like sleep coming in, pulling back, coming in again, each time a little closer, a little stronger, a little more inevitable. The cat is so still now, so perfectly still. If you could see it, you might wonder if it is even alive. If something so still could possibly be breathing. But it is. Life continues in this stillness. Proves that stillness and life are not opposites. That one can be deeply still and also deeply alive. You are the still too now. Or nearly. Nearly this still. Nearly this surrendered. Nearly this gone. And in this nearness to sleep, in this threshold space, there is a quality of timelessness, of eternality, as if you have always been here and will always be here, as if this moment is the only moment, as if past and future have collapsed into a single endless now. The cat knows nothing of past or future, lives entirely in this now, and in this now all is well. All has always been well. All will always be well. You can know this too. Can feel this truth settling into you like mist settling into a valley. This quiet knowing that all is well. That you are safe. That you can rest. That you can sleep. The darkness is complete now. Behind your eyes. Inside your mind. A darkness that is not absence but presence. The presence of rest. The presence of peace. The presence of sleep hovering just out of reach, waiting for the final letting go. And that letting go is so close now. So very close. Just one more breath. Just one more moment of surrender. Just. The cat's body rises and falls. Rises and falls. The smallest movement. The gentlest rhythm. And your body too. Rising and falling. Breathing and resting. Being and not being. Here and not here. Awake and asleep and somewhere in between. Somewhere soft. Somewhere warm. Somewhere safe. Where a cat sleeps. Where you the eternal uh 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 the